Okay, good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Table Enabled. We're doing today Siman Kuf Yud Zayin 117 Dine Birchas Hashanim. It's not going to change the bracha so soon in America, but Eretz Israel soon after Sukkot, a couple of weeks after Sukkot, where I actually start asking Tain Talamat Bracha as opposed to the summer. Say the same bracha. Let's get into it. 5 halachas. Aleph Birchas Hashanim Sarach Lomer Bab Mos Hageshamim Tain Talamat. Right, you have to ask for rain. Umaskilin, besides what we learned before in the previous simanim about, Masha Baruch Mer Geshem. That's in the Shvach that you praise Hashem. This is the Bakashos saying Talamatar Maskilin Lishal Matar B'chutz La'aretz in Chutz La'aretz. Shulchan Aruch was written not in Eretz Yisrael, I think. Was it? I don't know when he wrote it. Rav Sakara. He moved to Eretz Yisrael. Sakara. He moved to Sfas. Originally from Spain. I'm not sure when he wrote it. Maskil Lishal Matar, the Ramah was delegated in Poland, Krakow, Poland. Maskil Lishal Matar, B'chutz La'aretz, Tfilas Arba Shel Yom Shishim, Achar Tuvas Tishrei, 60 days after the fall season begins, which fall season, I think it's like September 21st, so it comes out to my sister's birthday, December 4th, I think, or December 5th, some years. B'yom HaTkufa B'chalak Hashishim, September 21st is included among those days. 60 days after, so that would be September, October, November. And it must be that the Tkuva's Tishrei starts October 4th, 60 days. I'm not really trying to calculate this, but I always know from an article considered December 4th. I remember my sister Edie's birthday, so December 4th, that's when you start in America. You start asking for Matar. Eretz Yisrael, where we need the rain more. It's more dependent on the rain because there's no rain during the summer. In Eretz Yisrael, there's a lot of rain during the summer. Here in Eretz Yisrael, there's really no rain during the summer, so you start a little earlier. Zayin Mar Cheshvan v'sholin ad tfilas hamincha shel erev yom tov rishon shel pesach misham elach poskim milishal. You say v'tein halamat the bracha the entire winter. You stop the last mincha before Pesach because once Pesach hits, we already stop asking. The first day of Pesach, we don't say Masha Baruch Mer Geshem anymore. Some people, they grow things during the summer. They need rain. You can't ask it in the general nusach of tefillah and berachas hashanim because for most of the world they don't grow things during the summer. They don't need rain during the summer. If you have a personal bakasha, you put it in shemei tefillah or right after the Shemona Esrei. Even if you have one country or a big city like Nineveh with the capital of Bavel, Kmo Sfarad, Ashkenaz B'chalal. So Arad was Spain, where the Shulchan Aruch was. Ashkenaz was Germany. Yechidim Damu, they're considered like Yechidim because he goes by the world. The Shomeya Tefillah, and you say Shomeya Tefillah, Miu Be'eretz Achas Kula, Asricha Mater Mosachama. If it's an entire country, right, that country needs rain during the summer. I don't know. I'm not a farmer. I don't know exactly those countries. I assume there probably are some. If you made a mistake and you said the same Talmud the bracha during the summer, the Rishonim seem to say that since B'atzam you really do need the rain, even though it's not appropriate to say it formally in that bracha because the bracha was made for all of Klal Yisrael and you're batel to the Mor of Klal Yisrael, since you do actually need the rain, so it's an appropriate request, therefore the tefillah b'diavad is valid. If you want to say tefillah nedava without the shayla, you're allowed to say tefillah nedava, and I think you don't have to make a chiddush. The chiddush is you're not saying talamad to the bracha. Gimalim shal matar v'mosachama machzirin also. If you're not in one of those places you need rain, and you say talamad to the bracha during the summer, machzir you because it's not good to have rain in places. It's a time when you gather the crops during the summer. You let them dry. So having rain is going to ruin the crops, it's going to make them wet, it's going to take longer to dry, and you want to gather them in at the end of the summer. It's an interesting halacha. If you didn't ask for matar and during the winter, you're supposed to tell bracha. If you don't say that, even if you say we're saying tal, right? What do you say during the summer? Same bracha. But if you said tal, right? If you said tal during the winter, aval shal matar v'lo tal in machzirin also. So it says v'sein tal mad levracha. So you just said v'sein tal levracha. I don't know why you make that mistake. Usually they go together. So tal is not good enough, and you left out matar. You have to go back and repeat Shemona Esrei because you need matar. Tal is dew. Matar is actual rainfall, which is more essential to the growth of the crops. If you said matar without tal, so because essentially that's all you need. Hey, we'll explain. There is a question over here because when it comes to in Birchas Mechayim Mesim, if you just say Morid Atal, which is very common to say Morid Atal, which you say during the entire summer in Eretz Yisrael, so you'll just instinctively say that during the winter. You don't have to go back over there, even if you don't say Morid Geshem. You said Morid Atal, that's good enough without asking for Geshem. However, in the bracha of Birchas Hashanim, if you don't say Matar, and you said Tal, you have to go back. Why should that be? What's the difference? I'll explain that in Ian to lean on. Hey, Imlo Shal Matar v'Nisar Kodem Shomei Tefillah. If you didn't ask for Matar, and you didn't say Tanta Matar V'Racha, you're in the winter now. You remember before saying Shomei Tefillah, so the show of Shemei Tefillah. Wait till the middle of Shemei Tefillah, the time you can ask for general requests. V'imhayilo Tainis, the Sarach Lar Amenu is one of those days where you're saying Anenu. Yom Rashel Kodem Anenu. You first say the request for rain, and then you say Anenu. V'imlo Nizkar Ad Achar Shemei Tefillah. Let's say you already said you concluded the bracha of Shemei Tefillah. Imlo Akar Raglav. If you didn't take 3 steps back, those are the brachas Hashanim. You go back to where you made a mistake. You go back to the middle of Shemona Esrei, and you say the proper. You say Talmud V'Racha. V'Makar Raglav. Like we said, if you ended your Shemona Esrei, you took 3 steps back. Your Shemona Esrei is over. You have to repeat Shemona Esrei. Let's say you finish davening and you don't normally say Tachanunim Achar Tfilaso. I mean, I think this means personal makar. A lot of people, I used to have this minhag. After you say Yilarotzon, repeat Hashem is Reguli, Elokain is Tor, and then before you say Yilarotzon a second time, you start asking a lot of bakashos from Hashem, things that you need. So, if you're accustomed to saying, and your Shemona is not over until you take 3 steps back. But if you're not rogel zitachunim, I guess I'm not rogel now. Aval pisha dayin lo akar raglav kakurim dami. Even if you didn't take 3 steps back, right? I think once you say the second Hilarotzon repeat Hashem is Reguli, that means your Shemona is over. Even if you didn't take 3 steps back, and you have to go back and repeat Shemona Esrei. If you remember right after Shemona Tefillah, and you didn't start with say it, right in the middle of those 2 brachas, you can just say V'sein Tal Matar, which is the same thing by Ya'aleh V'Yavo. If you didn't start the bracha of say, just say it in that place. That's the appropriate place to say it. That's the conclusion of today's shir. Stay tuned for Ian to lean on, where I discuss the fundamental difference between the mentioning, a haskara, the Gemara calls it, of rain in Mechayim Mesim, and bakasha for rain, the asking of rain in Berachas Hashanim, where you do have to go back if you only said Tal and you didn't say Geshem. We'll give you the reason, Ian, to lean on, coming up next.